A lot of times, dietitians are trained to just know a general diet across the United States with the four food groups and how the servings are, the serving sizes, and really the science around food, and not really understanding the importance of traditional foods within the tribal communities. Through our seasonal gathering of and preparing our foods, those foods that are very significant to our diet, a traditional diet, are the wild rice, the maple syrup, the fish, large game animals like the deer and the moose and the elk, and then small game like ducks, geese, partridges, rabbits in the wintertime, and berries, nuts. And a lot of times they don't understand that our traditional way of preparing those foods, not only for sustainability, but also for consumption. A lot of our traditional foods are boiled, broiled, and dried, and not deep fried. And so they may not know or understand that. And so instead of suggesting wild rice, they'll suggest some other grain that may not be traditional to our diet. Or they'll suggest a fish that is harvested in the Northwest, like salmon, compared to the fish that we get locally. And the large game, beef, right, is what's suggested, rather than bison, deer, moose, elk, those big game meats. Our sugar sweetener is maple syrup compared to table sugar. And they say no sugar at all. Well, maple syrup and maple sugar are part of our traditional diet. And it is really a low glycemic sugar, scientifically. And so again, because they don't have that knowledge, they don't recommend it. They go with what they know and don't ask. A lot of times they don't ask. So tell me, what are some of your traditional foods that you consume? We still gather different plants also for our diet. And again, that's being revitalized to expand on so many more plants that traditionally were harvested in our traditional diet. Water is a big part of our diet, along with the teas from the different plants, such as the cedar tea, sweetgrass tea, sage tea. All of those teas are also a big part of our traditional diet. The fat from the animals, that was the bone marrow. That's another traditional food that our people have used to in place of butter. Yeah. So there are a lot of things that the dietitians, they don't know and they don't ask. Because we have a lot of people in our community that have promoted our traditional foods, the hunting, the fishing, the gathering, over, I want to say, about 25 years. Breast milk in itself has been determined to be really helpful with infections, with cuts, like wounds. But when combined with the bear grease, then it's able to be used more as like a poultice, so that it can be put on like a salve. So that's the purpose of the bear grease. The cradle board, babies are placed in the cradle board from the time they're born, and that's where they learn to, feel that comfort and that safety of being in the womb. So that's how it helps to soothe them and to keep them calm. The mother's humming or lullabies or the beat of a drum. Those are the types of music I've been told that are really helpful to calm babies and to get them to just focus on that sound. Swaddling goes back to the moss bag and the cradle board and just keeping them confined. When parents are coming into labor and deliver their baby, that it's really important that it's a family affair. So limiting the number of visitors in a space can be really offensive because of the belief around how important it is to have all of those relatives when that baby arrives, to be able to greet them and to welcome them. And so I think that's one thing that really needs to be understood.